Hi. I'm back with another cute little bit Q&A. Um, I've got the screen going, so I'm trying not to look at it because I will just carry on reading questions. Otherwise, I've got a fair few now. I put a message up in group saying any questions you need to want to know about crafting or anything else or about me. Um, but I only had like 6 questions, and I thought it's time for me to do another Q&A. But so I posted, and I've been inundated, and it's been brilliant. So I need to put these. I'm going to leave them ones up there because these are my best ones. So I'm looking that way, but the camera's there, so I know it's weird, isn't it? Right. Julie Stribling. She's just actually put up another question for me, which is great. What's my favourite glue? Art glitter glue, obviously. Yeah, and where do I buy them? Well, I bought the last lot of art glitter glue off Emma's World. Sorry about the glare, it's just so hot in here today. It's a lady in Holland, I think. Um, Took a while to get here because she said she had it in stock, and I ordered 4 bottles, and so did my gorgeous friend Fiona at the same time. So if she probably had like 2 bottles left in, or maybe just the 4 bottles left in, we both placed the order more or less at exactly the same time. So the lady waited to get more in, but usually she gets them out pretty quick. Normally about a week, I think someone said. So yeah, Emma's World. She's on Facebook, and she's also, you can Google her as well. Uh, the Easy Lift tape. Oh, it's got to be Sukwang. I love this tape so much. I've got loads of it. Oh my goodness! Look, I've got the 5/8 size. I've got the 1/2 inch size. I got the 3/8 of an inch size. I got the 1/5, which is like an eighth, really. I don't know why they call it a fifth. I've just got so many tapes. I do buy the cheaper ones. These are off Amazon, and I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had 8 rolls of this. Where's the other one? I had 8 rolls for $9.99. And if I can get my order up, I'll put the link up in the description bar below. And for the Sukwang, because if you go to Etsy, where I get those from, you get literally, you can have a 5/8 of an inch, a 3/8, a 1/2 inch, and the 1/5 of an inch. It's called a sample pack, and it's about £13. So you get all that tape, and it's lush. I love it. What else have I got? I've got loads more somewhere. I also bought a bundle of 5 of the 1/8 of an inch. So I've still got 1, 2, 3 of them left. And yeah, it's the Sukwang. I love it. It's just the best tape out there. And other people call it score tape, is it? It's classed as score tape. Yeah, it's made in Korea, and they are so sweet. When they send you your order, they wrap it all in like tissue paper, and then they put a little sticker on to keep it closed, and they put a smiley face on and say thanks, and I think that's brilliant. So yeah, that's my favourite tape. I love it. I love it. I love it. How do I stick my magnet onto my glue bottle? With glue. Well, this one I haven't put it on because I'm not using the pin this time. Somebody, my beautiful friend Ma Foster, sent me a gorgeous stopper topper. So it's too heavy to hang off a magnet. It is magnetized, but it's too heavy to hang off the side of the bottle. But on my other one, I just got my hot glue gun, put a small blob of glue on, and it's fell off now. This is upside down because I'm draining it because there was still about that much left in, but it was harder to get out. So when that bottle drops down about that much, I'll top it back up. Yeah, just put a little blob of glue, hot glue, and then grab your magnet, stick it straight on, and then it just stays there. It's brilliant. And also, she asked me Julie. A4 tonic die cutter. I've never used it, sweetheart. I don't know. The only A4 one I've ever used was the Big Shot Plus. And I didn't like it. It was too big, too heavy. It was just so hard to carry around. I've got my cup. I'm on a cup of soup. I've had coffee questions, which I'll answer in a minute. But I'm actually having a cup of soup at the minute. So give me 2 seconds. Chicken cup of soups. No chicken cup of soup. Oh, the best. Right. Next question was come from Kim Woodruff. How many grandchildren do I have? Oh, and what's their names and ages? Well, I've got 2, sweetness, at the minute. I think that's all I'll ever get because my youngest daughter can't have children. Bless her soul. And our Amy's, I don't think she wants any more because she's got Frankie and Lola. And Frankie is my gorgeous little 6-year-old man. His name is on my arm and he's linked with Love Arts all the way around to Lola's name as well. So Frankie and Lola, and they're both 6 and 12. Lola's 12, Frankie's 6. They're so cute. I've had a few other people ask about the grands, actually. I'll get to those in a minute. And yeah, I've got to do it off my list, otherwise. Oh, my good friend Teresa Rawson. Oh my God, you're lucky. I've just bought a new box. What is a tea cake and what does it look like? Well, they come in boxes of 6 normally, but I found a box of 10. Oh my goodness. I love these things. Oh, I've got to eat one now and I'll show you. Is that just an excuse for me? So let me just pop this tape back in the drawer, otherwise I can't move. I've got, oh, about 20 rolls of it here. Between the cheap stuff and the suck one. Mind you, this cheap stuff I've been using, that's really good stuff as well. I've had no complaints about that one. But you can't beat Suckwag. So, my darling girl, I will show you what they look like. Because she likes to... oh my goodness. I'm going to have to pop these. It's 25 degrees here today. It's boiling hot. I had a cold shower earlier. I just couldn't bear it. I was... oh, just... no. So, they look like this, my darling. They are... it's like a biscuit at the bottom. And that is filled now with the marshmallow. Let me bust if I can. I'm going to get covered in it, but I've got a cloth, so let me bust them up. It is so... oh my goodness. Oh, there they go. That's the filling. They've got a lovely biscuit bottom and all that yummy marshmallow covered in chocolate. So off camera later, I'll eat that. So let me just get my cloth to wipe my sticky fingers. I don't want to get it over everything. Oh, do apologise. So yeah, that's what a tea cake looks like, my darling. Oh, bless his soul. Oh, Maria Deenda, is it? Deenda. D-E-A-N-D-A. I'm not sorry about that. I've got an itchy nose. What is the white card that I use? Well, I use it from the range. It's their own make. It's A3, which is double the size of an A4. Just cut it straight down the centre of 8 1/4, which gives you 2 A4 sheets then, and they are 11 3/4. And then I just cut them in half again to get me 4 card bases out of each sheet. So I end up with 200 card bases. So this is it. It's 300 GSM. I've also asked somebody wanted me to... she says she's tried it with her 300 GSM cardstock. Literally, she wants to watch me fold. I literally just put corner to corner. I can't show you the bone folder without moving the camera down. I just flip it over there and make sure it gets level this side as well. And I just squeeze it, and there's no cracking for mine, unless you've got a bigger GSM, or yeah, oh, or your cardstock is slightly thicker, but there's no creasing on mine. What I'll do on the next video, my glasses are slipping off my nose because I'm dripping wet. Let me put my little fan on. Oh, I'll have a bit of Gone with the Wind now. I have to put my hair up. Yeah, so that's let me just get it for you actually. It's quite a heavy one. I'm on my way back. Slowly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. For some reason my camera is moving. I'm eating my hair. It's this one. Oh, can you see that? I'm just looking now. It's the 300 GSM. You get a pack of 50 and it's just made by the range. Yeah, it's their own cardstock. It's from the wedding collection. I'll put that back after. Oh my goodness. Let me just see if my chair's up fully. Pumping away. Is that better? Oh, so yeah, that's the card I use, my darling. Tara Clement. Did I have a bypass surgery or did I have the sleeve fitted? Because she had her sleeve fitted in 2010. I'd love to sit and have a conversation with you about the sleeve and the bypass. I actually had the bypass where they do it's called a rocks on Y. There's the stomach. They then bypass the small intestines into a little pouch and then they staple off the top end of the stomach, leaving me with a tiny little pouch. And then they bypass, I'll go that way, isn't it? They bypass the small intestine. So food goes through the small intestine and out. It doesn't have to travel all the way through the large intestine. And I just lost weight so quickly. Look at my eyes, they look drawn into the back of my head, don't they? Oh, and yeah, I was losing an average. The first 6 weeks I lost 2 stone, I think. Going from a big, huge plate of her food. I never used to pick anything like that. I used to like the odd packet of crisps now and then, but very rare I picked. I just had 2 meals a day when I was big, but they were big. And I could literally eat half a loaf of bread with it. But I was a gymnast as a child. I did all the competitions. I was so thin, it was unreal. And then I had my appendix removed. See, you can tell I've lost weight. Look, I got turkey neck, it's called. Watch this if you go from behind. Look, I look young again. So, yeah, I was so thin as a child. It's unreal. I was doing my competitions. I loved every bit of it. But if I'd have known now if I knew then what I know now, I would never have done it because gymnastics was the worst form of bone degrading. I've got arthritis in the family anyway, but I was just chipping away at my bones, and that's why now I suffer terrible with my bones, my back, my hips, everything. But I had my appendix removed after my 12th birthday, and I got this fear that if I did any more tumbles, that I was going to split open the scar. So I just gave it up. But because I'd done so much training and and I was eating. Okay, fan. I know stay down there. I just carried on with the same appetite that I had while I was working out constantly. And then just blew up like a balloon, and I could not, for the love of the money, get the weight off. I think I went from, at 12, I was 4'2" and I weighed 3.5 stone. Yes, 3.5 stone at 12. I think it may be close, I think it was just close to about 3 stone 10, I think I was. So it's just over 3.5 stone. I remember it's plain as I was 4'2", tiny dot. And my brother always used to say to me, don't walk over that grid, you're just going to disappear down it. So, yeah. I've heard all the skinny jokes. So, yeah, my appetite stayed with me for somebody who was hard training 24/7. I never stopped. My mum would clip me around the ear hole for doing it in the supermarkets. I'd do cartwheels and tumble tosses and all that lot. I mean, my mum used to say, pack it in, pack it in. But I just loved it that much. And then after, like I say, I had my appendix out. I went up to about, they go to about 10 stone in 4 years. So from going from the age of 12, being 3.5, well, 3 stone 8 and 4'2". By the time I was 16, I was 10 stone and 5'4", and I've never been any higher than that. I'm the shortest in my family. Everyone else is 5'5" and above. So yeah, my appetite stayed with me. And then obviously I got pregnant, and I could not eat food with my oldest daughter. I just couldn't. The only thing I could keep down was milk and cheese. I couldn't be in the house while anyone was cooking. I had to leave. I had the worst morning sickness ever. If I walked past a bakery, I'd have to hide my nose, and I just couldn't stand it. But I put 5 stone on carrying her for milk and cheese. I know. But yes, no, I could carry on talking about this bypass for hours, but we don't have that much time. Well, we can. But I'd love to know how long you've had. I know you've had it in since 2010. I'd love to know how much weight you've lost. I'd love to know if you're keeping it off. Are you struggling with anything? If you want to chat, you can send me an email at gaynor.voice@sky.com. Or you can have a video chat. How's that? That'd be great. And I lost, when I had it my bypass, I was 22 stone 10. Yeah, I was like £4 away from 23 stone. Sorry, I've got a bit of I need a tissue. I can't find one. And like I say, within the first 6 weeks, I lost 2 stone. And then I was averaging 1 stone 6 every month. And in 9 months, I'd gone from that size. I'd lost, is it 10 dress sizes? 32, 30, 28, 26, 24, 22, 28. Yeah, I'd gone down 10 dress sizes. I was a size 32. And I went down to a size 14. There's a few things I can get in that are a 12, but very rare. But yeah, and I've kept it off for 16 years now. They reckon after 5 years, because you tend to be, because big people tend to like eat and eat and eat and eat and eat, which is not always the case. They stretch their pouches, they reckon, after 5 years, they tend to put the weight back on, and I never have. Because I've got an internal problem with mine, I don't push it. I can get to a certain mouthful and think, oh, that's enough. Don't you dare even take another bite. Because I could literally, my nose is dribbling like a tap. Let me just grab a tissue or something. I do apologise. Oh, I found it. I've got a packet of tissues with my sloth on. So I'm not being rude or anything, but oh, there we go. I can get into the. Just grab myself a little tissue. I won't do it on camera, I promise. Wait there. I'm back. Yeah, but what was I saying about them? Yeah, they reckon you can stretch the pouch, but I never did. I just can't go any further. But we'll have to move on now. I'm sorry, but yay. Veronica C. Will I do a video using one set in many different ways? I was reading your comments though, and I was saying yeah, and I answered and I did the bottom bit of the question, and I didn't see this one until just as I went back over the questions. Yes, I can do it. I think I did a series of 7 cards with Rooted in Nature. If you want, I can add those. I can add the first one and see if I can get the rest. I can link them all 7 videos and just post them to you if you want to go and watch that. I did male cards, female cards, and I just used Rooted in Nature for a week. So many different ways. But I could always do another one, can I? So let's turn over. Sarah B. Oh, where did I get my Teflon bone folder from? It was gifted to me, my darling. And I did answer your question on the comments, but you said you couldn't find it. Well, some people don't just call them bone folders, they call them card creases. So type in your Amazon again, Teflon card creases, and they should come up. They do two sizes. They do a small one and then they do quite a large one as well. So I think I've got the large one, which is six. Oh no, I probably got the small one. It's about 6.5 inches. So I love it. Best bone folder in the world. I'm holding my glasses up because they keeps drooping like that. Falling off my nose. Oh, I'm going to have a swig of soup. Mmm. Beautiful. And the folding of the card was for Nina Brady. But I will do it on a video, my darling. Nice and slow. And I'll show you. But it's just a... I think what it is, if you've folded it and then go to try and crease it, then it will. But obviously, you just literally... I just grip it gently and all the way down. And then I flip it halfway around to make sure the bottom is still together. And then just carry on squeezing. And then I smooth it out with my bone folder. This fan's making all that hair go in my mouth. Lila. Diana Mohar. Will I talk about my unhappiness with Stampin' Up? Well, I'm not unhappy. In fact, I'm actually over the moon. And this next question as well is tied in with this answer as well. So, Cheryl Wojak, my gorgeous friend Cheryl, am I enjoying being free as a bird? Yes, I am. I don't feel restricted. I must admit, I've gone a bit laxy days in sitting back thinking, oh, I don't have to do this, I don't have to do that, but I do. So I need to get my butt into action and do some more videos. I always film 2 weeks in front. If ever I have to go in hospital or I'm not feeling well, or if I went on holiday, I don't want to leave you all without a video. You know, you're used to my nightly videos, so I'm going to make sure they're there for you all the time. Hence the reason I like to stay in front. And she said to me as well, do I wish I'd done it sooner? Not really, in a way. Yes and no. I think my full circle came to an end the day I quitted. You know, I'd gone in and done my whole thing I wanted to do. And then the day I decided I'd had enough, then that's the day my full circle with Stampin' Up was complete and there was no need to go any further. So, yeah. In a way, I do and I don't, if you know what I mean. I'm just, it happened like that for a reason, and I think that's just about all I'm going to say about that. Oh, look at me double chin. So, yeah, no, I am glad I'm free as bird, and I'm glad that I did what I did. I am not sorry for giving a brutal, honest opinion. I'm always going to be true to myself. I'm never going to lie to you. I'm never going to lie to myself. So I don't intend to sugarcoat things. It's just so they can look better. So, or they can sell more stuff. And as for saying, this is my channel and I do what I want. And for them to say, no, you're not allowed to. Who would they? If they paid for my channel, which you don't have to do anyway, but if they sponsored my channel by, you know, I don't know, by doing anything, but if they sponsored my channel or they set it up and said, right, you can use this channel, but you've only got to do our Stampin' Up product, then fair enough. But it's my channel and I shall do what I like. And I shall continue to do what I like. Oh, my gorgeous Deb Walls. What's my favourite coffee and why? Oh, well, I'm a Nescafe girl. And excuse me a minute. Oh, do you know it's this change in the weather? My sinuses are playing up. And always drunk Nescafe Gold Blend. And then they fetched out a new one called Creme Velvet. And it's £7.50 a jar. But it's worth every penny. Oh, I just love it so much. Look out for it. Only sell it in Asda. Where's the other one? And Morrison's, but very rarely. They have it in. I like to, well, when I see it on offer, when it's on like £5 a jar, I buy 6 jars at a time. So yeah, I like to. When I get down to my last jar, I'm like, Mr. Boyce, can you Google me coffee to see if there's any special offers on? Because it's like 30 quid's worth at a time. But a jar lasts me about a month, so it's not too bad. So yeah. Oh, and what can I not do without in crafting? Well, there's several things I can say to that. I couldn't craft if I didn't have my acrylic blocks. I couldn't craft if I hadn't got my art glitter glue. Well, I could. Technically, I'd tape it on or use tape runners, but I love my art glitter glue. My scissors, my crocodile, and my double-sided tape. They're my essentials. I'm obviously my card stock and stamps, so, but if somebody had come in and said, right, well, we are removing one of your craft items, you can never have it again, and took my art glitter glue, I'd be devastated. So, yeah. But thank you for the question. And Cindy Caton. Is it Cayton? Is it Caton or is it Caton? I don't know. Do I do any other crafts? I used to years ago. I used to do crocheting. My mum, well, my auntie used to have to hook it all up. I could do the squares, but I didn't know how to cast off. I didn't know how to cast on. I've done knitting. I used to make the kids' clothes when I left school. I was a seamstress, and I enjoyed really making kids' clothes, their teddies and stuff like that. And so yeah, I've been a, I like to paint. I've got some stuff coming off Arteza. It's on its way. I'm so chuffed. Gosh, I'd only been finished today, and I got an email off Arteza to say we would like to send you some of our products for you to review. And I was like, yes, please. And she said, just let me know what you like. She made some recommendations as well. And I said, I love your recommendations, but I also like these 3 items. And I chose 3 things. And she said, I'll tell you what then. She said, we'll send you the gifts that you wanted, the items you wanted first. And then when you do a review, we'll send you what we recommended the next time for another video. So it could be the start of a beautiful relationship. And I will be adding links into the description bar, so you can click on there and go straight over and it takes that product as well. How exciting is that? And I love to cook. I love cooking. Oh my goodness. I can't do it so much now, but I applied to go on. We got a cooking show over here called MasterChef, and I applied to go on it, and they rung me for a telephone interview first. You get a telephone interview, and then you get them to go down to the studios. And I said I would love to come onto your show, and they were all enthusiastic to give me a time and a date to go down there. And then they said your first course will be fish, and I went, no thanks, ta-ra, put the phone down. I do not like fish. I don't mind cod. I don't mind salmon and tuna, but they've got to come out of a tin. Don't like fish. So when they said I had to cook fish, I put the phone down on them. I like to bake as well. You Mr. Boyce. But mind you, the machines do it all. We just got to measure it out and put it in, isn't it? So easy. Cindy again asked, what's my favourite tweezers? Well, I've only got 1 pair, my darling. These were sent to me by my gorgeous friend Carla, and they're reverse tweezers. So you open them and then let go, and it clings on, and they're perfect when you're tying small items on bows and stuff. So yeah, I love these. I haven't The only other tweezers I've got are ones for plucking my eyebrows, so. Do the grandkids like to craft? Oh, yeah. Yeah. Lola come this time. She was, while I was crafting away here, she was over there. Oh, God, look at that. I'm going to have to turn that fan off just for a minute. Chewing me on my hair. I'm chewing on my hair. Yes, she was over there on my other workstation, and I just I said, anything off the retirement shelf you can use. I gave her the ink pad, an old ink pad I had. I gave her some acrylic blocks. I gave her some cardstock. I gave her some DSP, and she was in oils. She loved it. She does it at home as well. I gave her lots of stuff. Just before they were moving back, I knew they were moving back. So I said to her, do you want Nanny to put you up a craft package together so you can craft at home with your friends? And she said, yeah. So she quite often gets her pens out. She was the one that had my Spectrum Noir pens as well. She loves it. She loves to colour. I mean, that's how I got into card making, actually. Me and Lola always colouring on a Friday when we used to have them over on a Friday. And we said one day, these are so nice. She said, Nanny, they're so nice. Why don't you put them on a card and send it to someone for their birthday? And I'd already crafted years before. And you mean you want to do it, but you think, oh, I can't be bothered. I bought about £200 of the stuff and then just left it sitting there. Just never clicked. And then once I'd made my first card after me and Lola's Friday night colouring sessions, I was hooked. And I'm never going to look back. I hope not. And I'm just looking on screen. Oh my goodness. There's loads more questions. Maria Vandertang has asked, how wide is the big shot and what size cards will it make? Because she's thinking of buying one. Well, these are the plates, my darling, and they measure, oh God, let me get this now. Oh, they have moved it down a bit. Yeah, how's that? They measure 6 inches wide by 8 and 7/8. That's a weird one, isn't it? You'd have thought it'd have been 9. But yeah, they're a good size plate. But you can also buy the A4 one, which is 8 1/4 wide by 11 3/4, or by 12, I think it is. That's the one I first had. But it's heavy, it's bulky, you can do A4 with it. But it was just too big for me. So the big shot I've got now, that one's perfect size. And if you can do a 7 by 5 inch card, you can do an 8 by 8 inch card. If you were just like, if you could only do 6 inches wide, so if you were sending an 8 by 8 card and you had to die cut something, most things tend to be 6 inches wide anyway. So unless you actually buy something A4 size, then you'd have to use a Tonic Studio. Somebody said they use a Tonic Studio. And so with the cards, yeah, anything up to probably 7, well, I'd say 6 by 8. And maybe even up to a 6 by 8 and 7/8. There you go. So, Paula Allen also asked, do I use the Scan and Cut much? And was it worth it? Well, I don't use it as often as I should. But it was definitely worth the price for me. Because it's worth its weight in gold, honestly. You won't have to buy, if you're one of these that, because I haven't got enough space to pull it out and leave it out. It would be some, if say you had a little work desk there that you could have it on so the plates can go back and forth, the mat, should I say. Then you could leave it out all the time, then it would pay for itself in no time because you wouldn't have to buy any more dies. Because you could just stamp your image. I would, if you were going to do that sort of work anyway, I would literally do a whole A4 sheet stamp that same image and cut them all out, and then you wouldn't have to go back to that image for a while. But yeah, I love it. I had mine off Create and Craft, and I paid in 4 installments, so it wasn't so much all in your face at the same time. What was the payments? I think it was 48. Oh, I can't remember. No, it was 299, and they gave me loads of stuff free with it. There was about £25 worth of dies. I'm trying to think, what's that now? No, that's my Gemini. Sorry, I do tell a lie. With the scan and cut, it was just it was reduced from 3 something. I think I paid 299 for it because I only had to pay I had to pay 70 something on the first installment, and then I think it was like 38 or 48 pound then for the next 3 months. So yeah, it was worth it. I think so. I think we're all done. Let me just have a look on my screen. Somebody's asking, I'm thinking of getting a scanning cut. Do you have on 3, and how do you like it? Oh, I can't understand. It says, I'm thinking about getting a scanning cut. Do you have one? Oh, do you have one? And how do you like it? Well, again, I love it. So I've had a few mishaps with it, but then it's trial and error of getting the blade the right depth to cut through the card. But there's videos on YouTube, loads of them, that will help you set it up. But it's just a few buttons away, and you can you can scan something direct and then cut it straight out, or you can scan that image and then save it, and then you don't have to keep scanning and waiting for all that. You just go to the saved images, and then it'll scan it from there as well. So I've got a few things actually that are saved. Because did I get rid of? Yes, I think I did. So I'm just talking to myself. Oh, I don't. There's ladies asking, Millie Nils. I'm sorry, sweetness. I do not have the foiling machine. The glitter hot foil machine. I don't have one of them at all. Oh, I'd love to. You know, I've seen lots of people, and I know my friends got one. But I don't know. I don't ever want one. What is the non-stamping up of Winker Stella? And Mansell. And Mansell. What is the non-stamping up for a Winker Stella? I make my own. I use rubbing alcohol, the shimmer paint that I did have from Stampin' Up, which I've still got loads left. You only need well, I actually use shimmer powder. Let me show you. Where's that big bottle gone? There it is. So I use this shimmer powder, and I had this from China. It was on eBay, and what's it called? The shimmer powder. It might just be called shimmer powder. Oh, what do you know when you've embossed something, and then you brush over the powders, and then you can set it with a setting spray. I can't think what that powder's called. It slips my mind at the minute. But I bought this off eBay. It took about a month to come. Then I realised it was coming from China. And normally you get a little pot, but this is about 150 grams, I think. I have gifted this to about 7 or 8 people already, and it's still that full. So what I do, put half a teaspoon of this in a spray bottle. This is why I'm always shaking it and getting it off the bottom, because this one is the powder. I wouldn't recommend using it in the... For this, I use the powder. For the Winker Stella, I use the the shimmer paints. But look, see, I don't want to be doing that with a pen for half an hour before I use it. So it's great for these spray bottles, but I use the shimmer paint. And then just a couple of squirts of hairspray. Even though rubbing alcohol does dry quickly, the hairspray helps to set it as well. So it doesn't come off your work then. But this stuff, love it. Isn't it great that I've got everything on hand? I can just turn around and get it. I have to. I can't keep getting up and down, up and down, up and down. Right, let me just have one more look. That's it for now, I'm afraid. That was the last one. Anything related to the Glimmer hot foil machine or any other hot foil machines? Which are the best foils, etc.? Oh, I don't know, my darling. I haven't got one. I haven't. I do have foils which I've had from Hobbycraft, but mainly I don't. Unless you want to do all the fancy writing, then the foil machine's supposed to be brilliant, but it's just not my cup of tea. But I've used it on cards before now, and you can use glue, double-sided tape, and you can just rub your foils over and it stays on that way. That's the only time I've done foiling, so I don't own. I tell you what, go to see my friend Cinder's Papercraft. No. Yeah. No. Can't think. Wait there. Let me just get her up and I shall tell you. Because I've got my computer here. Oh, I wish they wouldn't keep switching it back. At Classic Studio. So, I will get her name up now. Seymour. Where's that gone? It is Cinder's Papercraft. If you go to her channel, my darling, I think she is doing videos on tinsels, broadcast and skirt. I think she's going to be doing a video shortly on, because she's just bought the foiling system. Leave her a little message, oh, there it is. My goodies from the Sandown Craft Fair, and she's got all the foiling stuff. I don't think she's done a video yet as such, but if you send her a little message on one of her videos, the one where she's got one and it says my goodies from the Sandown Craft Show, if you click on that video and leave her a comment and saying I'd love to see a video of you using your foil machine, she would more than happily do that for you, my darling. She is an angel and one of my very good friends. I love her to bits, but yes, she's just as friendly as I am, so if not more friendly. Tassels, sequins, and she just released a video a month ago saying tassels, supplies, brother scan and cut USBs, and a quick look at the newest ephemera. Oh, so she's not been too well, so she hasn't really put up many videos as late. But yeah, she'll tell you everything you need to know about the foil machines, my darling. So, right, I've talked enough now. 34 minutes is, I think, a bit too long. Me gas bagging. But I'm not unhappy. I was just unhappy at being told that I could not film other products on my channel whilst I work for Stampin' Up. And I was a bit unhappy at some of the quality of my order I had. So I did give an honest opinion. Who asked me that question anyway? Oh, Diana. Oh, gorgeous Diana. But no, I am glad I've left. Like I say, my full circle has come around with my crafting, with Stampin' Up, and I'm just going to leave it at there. There's no need to talk about them anymore. I don't work for them anymore. So I'm going to love and leave you all. I think you're all fantastic and I love you dearly, and thank you. If you haven't already subscribed and you're watching this video, please do. Ding, press the bell. I do craft every single day and I do post every single day, so please press the bell and you'll get notifications. I like to do these Q&As as well. every 2 to 3 weeks. So please, if you got any questions you want answered on a Q&A like this, please put Q&A and then ask me the question. I write them all down, as you can see, and who asked me them, and I save them then, and then I get, when I've got enough questions, I come on and do a Q&A. So you can ask about crafting items, you can ask about me, you can ask about the grandkids, you can ask about Mr. Boyce, you can ask me anything. How's that? It's not got to be just about crafting. So, oh, I'm boiling now. Oh God, I can't see a thing. That's better. I'm blind as a bat without them. So, thank you for watching. I love you all dearly. And I do this every night when I'm leaving the videos. I'm like that. And all you can see is my hands doing this. So, you can actually see me doing it now. One for you. One for you. I'd love to name you all. Every single one of you. All my regulars that come in, the premieres, they are brilliant. We love them. I wish every single one of you ladies the best day ever. And gentlemen, if there's any gentlemen watching, I wish you all the best day ever. And if it's night time, I wish you the best night's sleep you've got to ever have. I wish I could. I only sleep for 45 minutes at a time. I know, isn't it? Weird. My sleep's gone thick and cold now. It looks like wallpaper paste. I'll have to ping-ding it in the microwave. But I do love you all. Take care. Till next time. Bye.